Tracking Colorado's collared gray wolves into lie. Boldly put, the ongoing story of Colorado's gray wolves is more dynamic than many realize, especially as their populations continue to grow with new pups and expanded territories. But here's where it gets controversial. While some see these creatures as a restored symbol of wildlife recovery, others question how far they are actually spreading and what that means for human landscapes. And this is the part most people miss. These wolves are not just roaming randomly. They are sticking to traditional watersheds on Colorado's western slope, demonstrating both instinct and preference for familiar habitats. Currently, according to the latest data from Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the wolf activity map from late June to late July paints a vivid picture of their distribution. Wolves have been actively traversing watersheds across numerous Northwest counties, include Eagle, Pitkin, Garfield, Routt, Jackson, Moffat, Rio Blanco, Summit, and Grand counties. If you look closely at the map, there's a notably highlighted area in the southwestern part of the state, covering watersheds in La Plata, Hinsdale, Mineral, and San Juan counties. Additionally, activity is recorded in Lake, Chaffee, and Park counties, more centrally located in Colorado. Interestingly, there's a slight shift eastward where wolves have moved into a watershed in western Larimer County. However, compared to previous maps, such as the one released in early June, there appears to be fewer watersheds in the Front Range vicinity. Think Boulder, Jefferson, Denver, marked as active. This suggests that while some wolves venture closer to human-populated areas, the majority still stick to the more remote, rugged terrains. It's important to clarify that highlighted watersheds indicate at least one GPS point recorded from a wolf during this 30-day period. These GPS points are generally logged roughly every 4 hours, providing a detailed, though not continuous, record of each animal's whereabouts. This recent movement report follows the confirmation just a week earlier that 3 new wolf packs have established den sites in northwest Colorado: the King Mountain Pack in Routt County, the One Ear Pack in Jackson County, and the Three Creeks Pack in Rio Blanco County. Meanwhile, the Copper Creek Pack is also active in Pitkin County. A pack forms when a pair of adult wolves breed and raise pups. And although biologists have not yet determined the exact number of pups born so far, they expect more accurate counts later in summer as the young wolves start exploring beyond their dens. For now, the pack's activity is mostly centered around their dens. These are their core rendezvous sites, where the pups are raised before they venture out on their own. Despite the more localized activity, Parks and Wildlife assure us that the broader movement of some wolves are quite extensive. For example, a female wolf originally from British Columbia has traveled a staggering distance since her release in Eagle County in January. At a recent commission meeting, Eric Odell, the agency's wolf program manager, shared that this particular wolf has covered approximately 2,469 miles from mid-January to the end of June. To put that into perspective, it's roughly equivalent to traveling from Denver all the way to Nashville and then returning. Averaging around 15 miles per day, he's been making large loops across the western part of the state, moving between Eagle County, Grand Junction, Middle Park, Gunnison, and Montrose, continually circling her territory without stopping. So, while recent maps show more confined activity, these animals are still demonstrating impressive mobility, underlining their resilience and adaptability. Traits that fuel ongoing debate about their future in Colorado. Are these movements signs of a healthy, expanding population, or do they threaten the stability of local ecosystems and human communities? What's your take on the balance between conservation and coexistence? Feel free to share your thoughts and spark the conversation. Gray wolf pups spotted in Colorado. New packs and conservation efforts. Breaking news. Colorado's wolf population takes a promising leap, but concerns linger. Imagine stumbling upon an adorable trio of gray wolf pups frolicking in the wilderness, completely carefree. This heartwarming scene, captured on a Colorado trail cam, marks a significant milestone in the state's wolf restoration plan. But here's where it gets controversial. As the wolf population grows, so do concerns over livestock safety and human conflict. The latest development: 3 new wolf packs. Colorado Parks and Wildlife, CPW, recently announced the formation of 3 new gray wolf packs: King Mountain Pack in Routt County, One Ear Pack in Jackson County, and 3 Creeks Pack in Rio Blanco County. The confirmation came after trail camera footage revealed 3 playful pups in Routt County, a crucial indicator of a breeding pair's success. According to CPW, recognizing wolf packs is a deliberate process, relying on the presence of pups born to a breeding pair. The challenges of tracking wolf populations. As the pups grow, so do the difficulties in tracking them. During late spring and early summer, these young wolves are small, inhabit densely covered areas, and often spend time underground, making it hard for wildlife officials to account for every pup. Despite these challenges, the department remains optimistic, emphasizing that successful pack formation is vital for developing defined territories. This, in turn, aids in monitoring and predicting wolf behaviors. Future plans. More wolves on the horizon. In a move that may spark debate, Colorado plans to relocate more wolves to the state during the winter of 2025 to 2026. As part of this effort, CPW staff are engaging in consultations with stakeholders in the planned release zone. This expansion is part of the broader wolf restoration plan, which has been met with criticism due to the perceived threat wolves pose to livestock and human safety. The delicate balance, minimizing conflict. To address these concerns, CPW has implemented several measures. One key strategy involves deploying range riders in areas with high wolf activity. These riders monitor livestock health, track wildlife, and keep a watchful eye out for predators. The department is also working closely with the Colorado Department of Agriculture for efficient carcass removal, even in remote areas. But here's the question. Are these measures enough to alleviate the fears of local ranchers? A glimpse into the human impact. Compensation claims. On the same day the pup footage was shared, the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Commission approved nearly $200,000 in wolf depredation compensation claims for 2 Colorado ranchers. One rancher reported a staggering 89 missing and dead calves in 2024, highlighting the very real economic impact of wolf presence. As the wolf population grows, so does the need for effective conflict resolution strategies. Addressing mortality rates, no pause in sight. Since January 2025, 5 wolf deaths have been reported, with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service set to determine the cause of these deaths. While this mortality rate might raise eyebrows, Eric Odell, CPW's Wolf Conservation Program Manager, emphasizes that this was anticipated and does not warrant a pause in translocation efforts. Instead, the program is bolstering its support, soon to hire a wolf damage and conflict minimization manager. The conversation continues. As Colorado navigates the complexities of wolf restoration, we ask you, do the benefits of rebuilding wolf populations outweigh the potential risks to livestock and human safety? What additional measures could be taken to minimize conflict effectively? Share your thoughts and concerns in the comments below. Contributors: Trevor Hughes, USA Today, and Miles Blumhardt, The Coloradoan reporter. Read Celine Martin, USA Today's Now Team, SD Martin at usatoday.com. Colorado wolf boom. 4 new litters spark debate. Colorado's wolf population just got a significant boost, but not everyone is howling with joy. 4 new litters of pups born across the state this spring have officially formed 3 new wolf packs, according to Colorado Parks and Wildlife CPW. While advocates cheer this milestone as proof the 2020 voter-backed reintroduction program is thriving, ranchers in affected areas are sounding the alarm over escalating livestock losses. The news isn't all celebratory. One of the new litters belongs to the notorious Copper Creek Pack, infamous for repeatedly killing cattle in Pitkin County. Ranchers like Michael Cervini claim the pack's latest additions will only worsen the problem, despite CPW's efforts to control depredations. These are livestock-killing wolves, Cervini emphasized, citing unrelenting attacks even though being non-lethal deterrents and the killing of 1 adult wolf. So what's behind the divide? Colorado's wolf recovery hinges on a delicate balance between conservation and livestock protection. The program began with 25 wolves transplanted from Oregon and Canada, aiming for a sustainable population. But critics argue the state's approach relying on compensation for killed cattle and unproven non-lethal methods like drone dive bombing, fails to address the root issue. Proponents counter that the birth of these pups marks a critical step toward ecological rebalancing, with groups like the Center for Biological Diversity calling the new packs a foundation for recovery. The controversy deepens with the Copper Creek Pack's history. Originally relocated from Grand County after killing cattle, they were re-released in Pitkin County, a move ranchers say violates state policy banning wolf placements near livestock. Since March, the pack has killed at least 8 cattle, forcing herds off federal grazing lands. They're chasing our cattle off national forest leases, Cervini lamented. As the debate intensifies, questions remain. Can Colorado reconcile wolf conservation with ranching livelihoods? Should the focus shift from drones to more assertive management? And what happens next for the Copper Creek Pack? Weigh in. Do non-lethal solutions work? Or is it time for a new strategy?